just making sure that
it's like you expect me to have,
a different version.
You expect me to have failed.
Oh,
to
no,
appear.
no.
But I appear.
You may never know these days, you know.
You seem surprised. Anyway, so listen, that's our inspirational song, Bononi. That's Joe Metal featuring Luigi McLean. It's brought to us by Republic Bank, we're the one for you, and Duraplast, where Duraplast goes, water flows.
And Republic Bank presents the Arts of Banking competition. Showcase your creativity to win a whopping $2,000 plus your art piece displayed in Republic Bank spaces around the world. Here's how to enter. Choose one of the Republic Bank products and services selected for the competition and create your art piece around the themes. Right Start account from Young. 2 is RS Teen account out in the world. There's also mortgages, finally home, and digital banking freedom through text. Send your art piece to republicpromotions.com/art-off-banking. Follow all Republic Bank social media pages for more details, or simply visit republicghana.com. Terms and conditions apply. Be the next Picasso by choosing your creativity. Republic Bank, we are the one for you.
All right, so let's learn how to say it right. Brought to us by Korba Payment App, Korba Lives Simplified, and Kingdom Books at Kingdom. Quality and affordability is our hallmark.
Something must be done.
Joy 99.7.
What I actually plan to say, I won't say it, because if I say it now, Raymond is going
of
to
the
take me
issues
off.
of my brain, you don't qualify to participate.
No, but I was actually going to say that in literary stylistics, you are allowed category rule violation.
Wonderful.
So this is an exception.
There's an exception.
Yeah.
Where you can convert a noun into a verb. For literary purposes. So maybe the person felt like that and went into the barb.
Except that the noun barb refers to a jagged edge. So that's where barbed wire comes from. So if you are turning that noun into a verb, then you are still not talking about cutting hair.
You the barb.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, what's in the papers?
Let me start with the Daily Graphic, and it's reporting this morning, e-levy not regressive. One of the major accusations against the e-levy. I've heard professors, I've heard the industry people say, use the word regressive. But Ofuriatta is assuring the public that it is not at all. Take note and take heed. It's not at all.
In fact, he even said that assuming you are earning 1 million cedis a year, he's only asking for 15,000. Oh, how they say now?
Yeah. Anyway, for those who are earning million, they will understand this one. But he also explained.
That is not an analogy for the average Ghanaian.
Yeah. It's really the certain class of people.
Targeted at his own people.
Yeah, his kind. To be fair, well, he also said the rate of 1.5% and the exemption of the first 100 cedi transfer per day meant the tax was pro-poor and therefore not regressive. That is the substantive argument backing the don't say regressive part. No.
This is a direct disagreement with the manager of the economic management team, the chair of the economic management team, the vice president, Dr. Baumia, who said categorically that taxing Mumu is a tax on the poor.
his previous views on the matter. We've not heard his latest one.
Exactly.
So how do you know they are previous? If you
Well,
haven't heard a new one,
Yeah, we are
then
waiting
they
to
are
hear
they are
that
his
one.
prevailing views.
Well, when the vice president says that's taxing the poor, and the economic management team or the government prepares a budget, and in that budget they want to, introduce an e-levy, which is basically taxing Momo transactions, you may as well reasonably infer that the position has changed. You may reasonably
because he
infer.
chairs that team, right?
Yes, you may reasonably
Assumption
infer.
is that he might be
And
truly and fully aware.
Yes, and the other point also is that even if you disagreed in the meeting and it was put to a vote and you lost, it's the meeting that says. And that's why when Parliament takes a decision, it says Parliament has. We're not going to say. We're not going to say.
But
But
that
there are
doesn't
people
mean
in
the
the
minority's
government that
position
can
has changed.
overrule.
No, it
But that,
hasn't changed.
if they say Parliament has, it doesn't mean the minority's position, if they voted against whatever it is,
but-
has
But
changed.
the principle of collective responsibility is not for you to come and say that, oh, my position is different. No.
Yeah.
In fact, in countries that do the Westminster style, immediately come out to say that you should leave cabinet
Yes.
because you no longer belong to that.
So he can't say that.
Anyway,
But we don't know his position.
We
today.
don't know. That's my
we
point.
know his
He
position
hasn't.
on something else. To be fair,
Okay.
he's been asked us to block funding to insurgents. Yes, that's the vice president. I don't understand, but anyway.
Oh,
so,
I'm just
he's talking about West
interested.
African states because of what we know, right? We know that terrorism is a big deal. The more the vice president speaks on other matters, people are just reminding him that e-levy is a topic that ought to be, we want to hear from him. And many believe that if they hear him speak on the matter, maybe it will convince people to support it.
Winston says his position has changed.
All right. Anyway, now there's one more story that's interesting here. Let me take you to the gender page where it says females hardest hit by unemployment situation. So even though unemployment is at an all-time high in the country, the women appear to suffer more than the men because again, even more men are economically active than women anyway.
Right.
And that's the problem in there. In fact, we know that 63% of the men are economically active, but only 53% of women are economically active. And if you check that grouping, 15.5% higher than the rate of male who are actually 11%. So 11% of men are unemployed, 15% of women are unemployed. And it shows the kind of problems we have with how virtually every ill in the society affects women differently.
Yeah. I mean, the impact on women must be even more than what this study has revealed.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, there is a certain section of women in our society which is still yet to, become as enlightened as it can be. There is a section of women who depend on men, right? And for that section of women, if there is unemployment among men, then they are unemployed too.
Okay,
aren't
come on.
they?
All right, let's get into the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Ghana card registration congestion. The NLA says that they're opening more centers to reduce inconvenience. So let me just go to the center spread and mention the venues. The new centers which opens today include the Accra Sports Stadium, Elwak Sports Stadium, Kumasi Sports Stadium, Ghana National Fire Service Regional Office in Cape Coast, and Tamale Sports Stadium. The Elwak Sports Stadium, though, would serve as a premium center in Accra. And it's until Tuesday, March 31st. Also on the front page of the paper, we're not returning to the classrooms today. This is UTAC speaking. And in an interview, Professor Solomon Nunu, the president of UTAC, said there will be no teaching today on any of the campuses in Accra. So they are still maintaining their position. They say they want to talk to the employers. And for now, they are not calling off that strike. At least they are not working today. So the strike is still pretty much on. If you go to page 3, the very tragic incidents being reported there. Midwife dies, 2 others injured in accident at Tumu. There's also been reported that 2 persons died on the spot when a motorbike they were riding collided with a Toyota Camry vehicle at Bole in the northern region. Yep, and then 2 killed, others displaced in fire outbreak at Circle. The back page, Hearts, Kotoko, share points, and Thriller, Lucky Kotoko.
Lucky who?
Oh, please.
Where are you on the?
Move
what's
on,
House
move
of Folks' position on the
Move
league
on,
table?
move on.
That's an important question. Me too, I'm interested. Nobody's
What's
moving
It's
on.
not
Say
important to us.
Reply.
Are you-
reply.
are you
Wait,
seven-
wait,
Is it-
wait, wait. Me, I
We've
missed-
got history right
no,
there.
please,
Wait. I missed the game. So
Oh, you missed the game?
Kotoko didn't win. Hearts didn't win.
Yeah, they're defending.
But the noise Hearts has been making,
Hearts?
Madi in particular, was
Really?
on
They came into this
Really?
game to come and they were defending
my
with
noise?
11 men. Yeah. They didn't come to play football. I mean, that's because they know their form is not
My
the best.
friend, you couldn't score them.
No, they didn't play football. But let me get to the
You have not
chronicle.
answered the question.
We
But,
beat them.
are you seventh?
We beat them.
Are you seventh on
We
the
beat
league
them
table?
last
Are
season.
you seventh on the
We
league table?
are.
Okay, that's all I
Not
wanted
too
to
far
know.
from where we were
No,
same
no,
time
that's
last
what we
season.
wanted to
Yet
know.
we won the league.
Oh, please.
This
Tickle
your
yourself and
context,
laugh.
yeah.
Let's get to the chronicle for
Instead
this
of
morning.
supporting Swansea.
Second tier team. Let's get to the chronicle. Beloved, let's start from Matthew chapter 5, verse 42.
Go ahead.
Give to the one who begs from you, and do not refuse the one who would borrow from you.
Start again.
Give to the one who begs from you, and do not refuse the one who would borrow from you.
Okay.
NPP polling station elections. Alan Cash doles out $294,000 cash to cover cost of forms for contestants in all 38,602 polling stations. Now, the Chronicle is making its own analysis, and it says that.
No, but is it
Each-
factual?
Hold on, let me get there. That's why I start by saying the Chronicle is making its analysis.
Yes.
And says that, each form costs 10 Ghana cedis, and with 38,622 polling stations across the country, of which 5 people are contesting at each polling station, it means that Alan Chemanting paid a total of 1,931,100. That's the Chronicle's analysis. But the question also is that would just 5 people contest in every polling station? The answer is no. More people may contest in a polling station. And the Chronicle says that, someone close to Alan Chemanting says Alan Chemanting took the decision to pay for the forms and in some of the cases the passport pictures as well in orphan constituencies because he wanted to ease the burden on the contestants who are at the heart of party mobilization.
Yeah, but know what? That's important, right?
Very important.
Yeah, because
But is
we
this
know
allowed
that
by the
already there are fights over whether or not people can get forms or not. This morning, the 6 a.m. news, we heard the
Yeah.
story there. We know at the core of this is that mostly those in power have those who are currently the executives. And if you prevent somebody from getting the form, the chance of the person ever becoming an executive are very slim.
But he has paid for all the forms. Why should someone be prevented?
No,
So-
why?
Is it an allegation or this is a fact that he's paid for forms?
Well,
I don't know why you are doubting it. I mean, it's in several newspapers this morning.
I just
Where's
want to
the-
be sure
where's
because
the source
because
of
then the
doubt?
question that I want to follow up with
follow
is
up.
is it allowed?
For him to pay for someone
Yeah.
to pick up
Yeah,
a form.
but he's not said who should pick up the form.
So everybody
yeah.
should
So it's,
pick up
I mean,
All
clear.
right.
It's
He
not
has
like
just paid for
it's
all
almost
the
like a
forms.
contribution to the party.
Yes, there's
right?
all the forms that the parties
Individuals.
I just want to
printed.
understand
All the
how-
forms that the parties
He's
printed. I
paid
want
for
to
them
pay
all.
for them.
So now go and pick it
So
up.
that,
if
so
you
that,
want one.
so that money is not a stumbling block to anybody
Exactly.
participating in the elections at the lowest
Well,
level.
then that's a good thing, isn't it?
I agree, except that if you get the form, we'll see.
And I'm sure some people also knew this, and so they said, "I have paid for it.
Yeah.
Now bring the form." I have paid for it, so bring the form.
We should have some time in the future to talk about the dynamics involved in
We
this
will do
one.
that. We'll do that.
Anyway.
But let's get to Banda MP Ibrahim Ahmed demanding disbursement of 2021 District Assembly's Common Fund, and we've had this conversation before. So Abner Sayasari, who was then in Parliament when he made the point, and he had said that the whole of 2021 had not been paid, comes in to say, "Oh, they pay the first and second quarters of 2021. They're yet to, pay the third and fourth quarters. We are in the first quarter of 2022, but that has not been sent to the district assemblies." Minerals Commissioner Liz Fairs over non-escorted explosive truck. Now they say that that truck that we saw didn't have explosives in it, but the truck which had explosives in it was escorted by a police vehicle. And it was when the truck was returning after delivering the explosives that those pictures were taken. So at that time, the police escort had left. And government's COVID-19 stimulus impacts positively on businesses. Backpage, Hearts, Kotoko, and Super Clash in stalemates.
And
Now-
there should have been a way, forgive me, there should have been a way of verifying, even visually, that there were no explosives in those trucks. The flags would not have been on display. So if the flags are not on display, then you know there are no explosives in the truck.
Now, the final is reporting this morning. UTAG defies court order is here. COVID-19 15,174 closed businesses have reopened, and that's some good news. But it says thanks to the stimulus packages government gave. That's what the paper is saying. There's adequate funding for 21st century model JHS projects. This is according to Deputy Minister Reverend Intim Fojo, and he said this to allay the fears that government had plans that to upgrade the JHS to the level of a secondary school proper, with teaching staff that are up to date and with the proper resources, so that we do not, and we know that basically public JHS has been almost collapsed. Indirectly, all of you don't have your kids, will never have your kids in those schools. Even the poor, they dream of not having their kids go to those schools because the chances of ever passing to any good school are very slim. So that's why they need to upgrade those schools, and that's what government is doing anyway.
Let's look at the Daily Guide newspaper. Government releases 133 million Ghana cedis to senior high schools. Nima gangster napped, and this is what we've been educated not to do as media. There is a full picture of the suspect on the front page of the paper. Okay, and then also Councillor Luthrot hot over adultery on page 8 in the Daily Guide newspaper. It looks like people's marriages are on the chopping block because there's Councillor Luthrot, who the paper reports that there's a video that's gone viral where he confesses that after he got married, he impregnated another girl. His wife didn't know, only got to know after the child turned 5. But they say he's made a U-turn, even though there is video evidence. He's made a U-turn to deny he ever made such a statement.
Yeah, that's all the rage these days. People say things on record and then come back and say, I didn't say it. We are seeing a lot of it. Anyway, Mama, for your benefit, I have just received from the camp of Mr. Alan Kujochremanting a receipt for payment for to the Ablekuma Central Constituency NPP of 15,250 Ghana cedis, which is for 305 polling station forms. So, some evidence.
Okay.
Well, there you have it. So let's get to the Business and Financial Times for this morning. And government to roll out 6 major expenditure cut measures. And this is one that is very interesting because, it says that government has identified 6 major policy measures.
Interesting.
And controls in an attempt to roll out cuts to the 2020 budget expenditure. Now,
They are?
so the first one, it says, measures included, so savings from $13.2 billion from renegotiation of power purchase agreements. Now, this is something that the government is doing.
We are doing it this year.
We're doing it this year.
But although we did.
Yes, we started. We've not concluded. According to the story.
Have you heard of any of the power suppliers agreeing to some new terms? Have you heard any such news?
Let me continue.
Oh, yeah.
We want to hear the rest.
Report. I mean, they published a
Yes,
report
some have.
somewhere in 2018
18, yeah.
that some of them had agreed.
Had
Actually,
agreed.
in fact, it was only 2 that were outstanding at the time.
So let's get to another one. It's staff restructuring exercise, and we're told that government in 2022 budget notes plan to suspend approval for post-retirement contract appointments, except in cases where skills of the retiring officers are in short supply.
Isn't that what Domolovo recommended?
Great. So
sometime?
government is coming to the table now. Similarly, controls have been imposed to negotiate a base pay increase of 7% for 2022 compared to the 25% demanded by labor unions. Now, the third measure, a suspension of new projects under the Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program in 2022.
Yeah.
And it notes that existing projects will be completed, but no new projects will be commenced in 2022. However, payment of any outstanding claims will be spread over a period of 2 years, beginning from 2022. And the next 2 measures are rolling out expenditure commitment control mechanisms to curb expenditure overruns and strict use of gift miss, to minimize off-budget expenses.
Are there consequences for not using giftness? Have we seen anyone suffer them? Anyway, the online review is up now, brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest, Goyle Good Energy, and Enterprise Life. No matter how much you make for a living, Enterprise Life has life solutions carefully crafted for you. Enterprise Life, your advantage. And that story, Kingpin in Mamu beat Nima violence, arrested, Ghana Police Service. By the way, just before that.
Well, the Zenith Love Month is on until February 28 each week. Till the end of February, customers who spend the 1,000 Ghana cedis or more with the Zenith Visa cards will be rewarded with Zenith Love Hampers. And at the end of the promo, the ultimate prizes of a weekend stay for two at the plush Labadi Beach Hotel, Accra, dinner for two at the luxurious Kempinski Hotel, Gold Coast City, Accra, a good time spa package at Niobe Spa shopping vouchers with thousands of CDs from ShopRite, Game, and Melcom. So grab a Zenith Visa prepaid or debit card and start spending now. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Follow Zenith Bank Ghana on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn to get full updates on the promo. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
It's in your best interest to go check out stories on myjoyonline.com. Right now, though, the BBC News is brought to you by Fidelity Bank, Believe With Us, British Airways, and Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7. Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7. Super Hits Radio. Joy 99.7.